Hamlet, Act 5, Scene 2, complete line-by-line explanation. Opening. Hamlet tells Horatio about the letter. So much for this, sir. Now shall you see the other. Hamlet tells Horatio that he has finished explaining one matter and is now ready to reveal another important incident. I sat me down, devised a new commission. Hamlet explains that while sailing to England, he secretly rewrote the letter that Claudius had sent with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, meaning Hamlet used his intelligence and presence of mind to save himself. An earnest conjuration from the king. The original letter demanded that the English king immediately execute Hamlet. Explanation. Claudius planned Hamlet's death through political manipulation. Why, man, they did make love to this employment. Hamlet says Rosencrantz and Guildenstern eagerly agreed to carry out the king's orders, meaning they were willing tools of the king. They are not near my conscience. Hamlet feels no guilt over their deaths. Reason, they knowingly betrayed him. Therefore, they are responsible for their own fate. 'Tis dangerous when the baser nature comes between the pass and fell incensed points. Hamlet states it is dangerous when inferior people interfere in conflicts between powerful forces, meaning Rosencrantz and Guildenstern placed themselves between Hamlet and Claudius and were crushed. Hamlet's moral awakening. There's a divinity that shapes our ends. Rough hew them how we will. One of the most famous philosophical lines of the play, meaning human beings may plan their actions, but God ultimately determines the outcome. Theme, fate versus free will. Why even in that was heaven ordinate? Hamlet believes divine power guided him to discover the letter. Explanation. This shows Hamlet's spiritual maturity. Decision to kill Claudius. Does it not, thinks thee, stand me now upon, he that hath killed my king? Hamlet asks Horatio whether it is now his moral duty to kill Claudius. Crimes of Claudius listed: murdered Hamlet's father, married Hamlet's mother, stole the crown, tried to have Hamlet executed. Is't not perfect conscience? Hamlet believes killing Claudius would now be morally justified, not sinful. Significance. Hamlet is no longer indecisive. Osric enters, comic relief. Osric's exaggerated manners. Osric speaks in overly polite, artificial language. Purpose. Shakespeare mocks courtly arrogance and false sophistication. This lapwing runs away with the shell on his head. Hamlet mocks Osric, calling him immature and foolish, meaning Osric imitates nobility without understanding it. The fencing challenge. Laertes challenges Hamlet. Laertes proposes a fencing match, claiming Hamlet's superior skill. Reality. Claudius and Laertes have secretly planned Hamlet's murder. I am constant to my purposes. Hamlet accepts the duel calmly. Change in character. He is no longer anxious or suspicious. There is special providence in the fall of a sparrow, a biblical reference, meaning even small events happen by God's will. Key philosophy, acceptance of fate. The readiness is all. One of the most important lines in the play, meaning what matters is being spiritually and mentally prepared for death. The duel begins. Hamlet asks Laertes for forgiveness. Hamlet claims that his madness caused Polonius's death. Purpose. Hamlet seeks reconciliation before possible death. Give me your pardon, sir, shows Hamlet's moral growth and humility. Poison works. Hamlet scores hits. Hamlet wins the early rounds of the duel. Irony. Claudius's plan begins to fail. Gertrude drinks the poisoned cup. Despite Claudius's warning, the queen drinks from the poisoned wine. Tragic irony. Claudius remains silent to protect himself. The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet. She unknowingly seals her own death. Deadly exchange of swords. Laertes wounds Hamlet. Hamlet is cut by the poisoned sword. They exchange weapons. Hamlet wounds Laertes with the same poisoned blade. Justice. Treachery returns upon the traitor. Truth revealed. The king's to blame. Laertes confesses Claudius's plot. Climax of the play, truth finally exposed. Hamlet kills Claudius. Then, venom to thy work. Hamlet stabs Claudius and forces him to drink poison. Fulfillment of revenge. Justice achieved. Deaths and forgiveness. Laertes asks for forgiveness. He and Hamlet reconcile before dying. Theme, Christian forgiveness. I am dead, Horatio. Hamlet knows his end is near. Hamlet's final request. Report me and my cause aright. Hamlet asks Horatio to tell his story truthfully. Concern, his reputation and legacy. The rest is silence, Hamlet's final words, meaning, death ends all speech, thought, and struggle. Fortinbras arrives. Hamlet names Fortinbras as king. Significance, order is restored. Bear Hamlet like a soldier to the stage. Hamlet is honored with military rights. Conclusion, Hamlet dies a tragic hero, not a villain. Major themes in Act 5, Scene 2, fate versus free will, revenge and justice, moral readiness, appearance versus reality, death and acceptance.